Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'ELU'HYM'I fights against the beasts. Friends, before you continue on with this message, I want to make a disclaimer, that some of the things that are in this message are downright hard to believe. And these are very time sensitive, and this is why I, myself was questioning whether or not, if I should post these messages from Iy'ELU'HYMN'I, which are controversial rewordings of the Bible, with new thoughts and interpretations, which are not common to the novice Christian nor any well-seasoned Bible believer, which are much more exciting than that which is preached anywhere in Christendom, which are now on my channel. And I wouldn't blame any of you, who are my subscribers, if you cared to unsubscribe. Please feel free to do so now, for fear that there might be some unseen repercussion that might be coming. And for fear of any censorship or harm that may come to you, because of any association with me or my channel. Friends, this is not the kind of work that is for the weak-hearted. Some time ago, Iy'ELU'HYMN'I, the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, called me to publish these messages with rewordings and with the interpretation and the understanding. And these rewordings that are done is to highlight the errors and misinterpretation and babbling in the Bible, because these are the last days, and all these prophecies that are in the Bible are soon to be fulfilled. And whether you learn about them from me now or from this channel first, it won't make any difference, because no one can stop the divine will of the Sovereign One, who is called E, and who is the Holy One, and who is the Sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, from fulfilling all of E sayings, and all the words of E prophecies. Now, friends, you have been forewarned. Now please continue on to the real interpretation of the vision of Daniel. Thank you. Daniel 7:2, and then Daniel spoke to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and he said, I saw in my vision in the night, and when I beheld, Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'ELU'HYMN'I was on E's chariot, and E was flying, and E was on E's cherub, on the four winds of the heavens, and I saw that the four beasts that they strove against Iy'ELU'HYMN'I over the great sea. Daniel 7:3, and the four beasts, they were great beasts which came up in the air to fight Iy'ELU'HYMN'I from the sea, and they were different one from another. Daniel 7:4, and the first beast, it was fierce like a lion, and it had wings as an eagle, and it was made with wings like an eagle as they are lifted up from the earth, and it was made to do feats. And that is, it can stand up like an eagle on its feet, and when it is lifted up from the earth. And it was given a heart, and a man was made to sit in it, and it was made with wings to be lifted up like an eagle until it rested, and it was upon its stands. And I Daniel beheld its feet with its wings, until they were plucked. Daniel 7:5, and I beheld another beast, and then another beast, and then a second which was shaped like that of a raised up bear, and it was raised up in the sea by its ribs. And the others that were there, they were on their stands. And they were on standby, and they were there by themselves on it. And these beasts, they had teeth which looked like a bear's breast, and which shaped like breadsticks, and they were on one side, and these beasts they had their teeth on, which were on the underside of the beasts, and this was a great beast, and it had on it these other beasts, that looked like rows of teeth on the ribs of this great beast. And they had their teeth on it, and was in its mouth, and on the underside of it, and between the breadsticks that was on this beast, and those were the teeth that were upon it, that was upon this raised beasts. And it was said thus to them, when they were raised up in the air, Go and devour much flesh. Daniel 7:6, and after this, I Daniel beheld others like them. And as I Daniel look on, I beheld another beast that was fast like a leopard, and which was like the first beast which had upon its back the beasts them, and that had on its back the beasts which had on it the four-winged beasts, and also a fourth beast, and these beasts, they also had 4 heads, and they were given dominion to do whatsoever that it was given for them to do, and what was commanded of them, and they did it. Daniel 7:7, and these beasts they were able to see in the night, and I beheld them in my visions. And I behold, a fourth beast, which was dreadful and terrible, and exceedingly strong, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured things, and it brake them into pieces, and it stamped the residue with the force of it, feats, and it was different from all the beasts that were before it. And this was the eagle which had on it the force of 10 beasts. And the 10 horns they had their own eagles. Daniel 7:8, and as I Daniel considered the horns, I behold, that there was a little horn which came up from amongst them, and this little horn was there, before, and it was that little horn whom that was there before when 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the root, and I Daniel beheld, this horn in which there were eyes like, Iy'El'UhYMN, which saw everyone. And the eyes of this man's horn, it had a mouth which was speaking great things, like I will make it great again. Daniel 7:9. And then I Daniel beheld the vision until all the thrones were cast down. And then the Ancient of Days did come and was sitting on his throne, and whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head looks like the pure wool. And his throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels were like as fire and as a burning fiery flame. Daniel 7:10, and a fiery stream which was issued from his throne, and it came from before Elohim. And it went behind Elohim. And Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah came forth. And Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah set up his kingdom in the earth. And thousand upon thousands ministered to Elohim. And also 10,000 times 10,000 stood before Elohim. And the judgment was set, and the books were opened. Daniel 7:11, and then I, Daniel beheld and then, I beheld until that beast which had a great voice and which had the 10 horns and the little horn which spoke about he will make it great, and that he would make things great, that it was slain, and I beheld, even until all the beasts that they were all slain, and look until the beast, called Old God Godriel, the destroyer, was destroyed, and his body was thrown into hell and into the burning flame. Daniel 7:12, and concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion all taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for just a little season and for just a little time. Daniel 7:13, and I saw Iy'El'UhYMN in the night. And the night became clear as if it was still day. In my vision. And I behold, whom was like the sun. And was the man, Iy'El'UhYMN, who looks like the sun. And came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the earth, and was the Ancient of Days. And every one was brought before Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah. And they all stood before Iy'El'UhYMN. And they were all judged by Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah. Daniel 7:14, and Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah had all the dominion and the glory, and even all the kingdoms and all the people, and the nations, and all the languages, and they all worshipped and they all serve Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah. And Iy'ELU'HYMN'Iy'Iy'Ah, who is called had all he dominion, which is an everlasting dominion, and which shall not pass away. And his kingdom, it shall be everlasting, and it shall endure forever, because it cannot be destroyed. Daniel 7:15, then I, Daniel, was awakened out of my dream. And I was grieved in my spirit. And I had pains, in the midst of my body, and in my head because of the visions which I had seen, and it troubled me greatly. The end. A quick word to my friends and my subscribers, things might just start to get worse. And it would be best if you all were to download as many of my messages as possible, just in case the worst should happen. Oh, I have plenty of other copies that are archived in cyberspace. LOL. May Elohim bless you. Thank you. Iy'El'UhYMN. To be continued. The end.